Hello students, on our ICT lesson today, we'll be looking at computer files. Let's look at the definition. Computer file is a block of information or resource for storing information which is available to a computer program, and it is usually based on some kind of durable storage. If you look at the image you have on the screen, this is what computer file looks like. It's the same thing even when you store documents inside your device, like your computer or your GSM phone. You have files for images, for pictures. You have files for documents. You have files for videos. That is, and these are examples of computer file. Let's look at some terms that are associated in computer file. One of the terms associated with computer file is record. A record is a collection of related fields. A collection of related fields, that is a record. While a file is a collection of related records. When you collect related records together, like the name of a child, if the child is the entity, if a student is an entity, the record her surname, her first name, her date of birth, these are her records. Now when you collect related records together, they become a file. A data item is another term in computer file. Data item is an item or an object or an entity for which you want to create a file for. Now let's proceed with the things to consider when structuring a computer file. When you want to prepare a computer file, some of the things to consider include the purpose of the file. What are you preparing that file for? What do you want to use that file for? That is the purpose of the file. Another thing to consider is ways of viewing the file, the ways of looking at the file. How do you want to access that file? How do you want to view the file when you want to make use of it? Now let's look at the ways of viewing files. We have two ways of viewing file. You either view a file as a logical file or as a physical file. A logical file is a file. This is an example of logical file. It's a file that when you view it, you have to do some little mental work to be able to understand the way that file is structured. That's logical file. You have to do a little mental work to understand the way that file is structured. Look at the second image I have on the screen, where we have keys. That's logical file. Which key? The question there says find which key is extra. That's an example of logical file. You have to do a little mental work to be able to understand or access that file. While a physical file is a file that you just view. You don't have to do any mental work. You just view it physically. The same, just by mere looking at it, you understand the working of that file or how that file is structured. Let's look at types of file organization. We have serial or sequential file. A serial or sequential file is a file that's organized in terms of numbers, not numerically or alphabetically. If you look at the object on this screen, you have arrow 1, arrow 2 to arrow 6. That's serial files. These files are organized serially or sequentially. If you also look at the second image, you have arrow 1, arrow 2, arrow 3, and that's in that order. That's sequential organization or arrangement of files. While index files are files that have been marked or ticked. Look at the picture on the screen too. Look at this file, it has been marked or it has been ticked. That's an example of indexed file. Another type of file organization is the random file. In the random file, there's no order of arrangement. The files are scattered. There's no particular arrangement. The files are not arranged. The rest are scattered on the storage medium. If you look at the images on the screen, we have a file for audio or music. We also have another file for movie. We also have another file here. We also have, if you look at, there's no order of arrangement. There's no particular method of arrangement. These files are scattered. If you also look at the one on my right hand side, you also see that these files this is another example of random file. These files are not arranged; they are scattered. These are types of file organization: the serial or sequential, the random, and the indexed file. This brings us to the end of this lesson on computer file, the assessment session. What is the purpose of an electronic file? What is a data item? That will be all for today. See you in our next lesson. Thank you for watching.